why I wanted to do this film was Michael Bay. The whole energy of this movie is something different than I've been a part of.
Here we go!
Michael Bay is the consummate action director of his time. He has a very specific stylistic approach to the way that he tells stories.
And it has real stakes, emotional stakes.
Suspects have hijacked a red and white ambulance.
The advised suspect fled from a parking garage.
We meet Will. He's a veteran, and his wife has cancer and desperately needs this experimental surgery that the insurance will not cover.
Danny has lived in a life of criminality, and he's also needing money in a different way.
And so Will goes to ask for a favor from his brother.
That's my brother.
Doesn't look like your brother.
Wow, that is original.
Will is adopted, but they have a real brother relationship, full of all the messiness and violence and love.
He hasn't seen his brother for a long time for the right reasons.
I will do anything for you, and all I'm asking is for you to do this one little thing for me.
But at the end of the day, love makes you lower your standards.
And now you're here asking me for help, and what am I giving you? I am giving you the world!
Danny's getting what he's always wanted, which is his brother back.
Let's go, D.
Don't shoot a cop!
Plans go awry, and they find themselves hijacking an ambulance.
I'm gonna need you to help us. Why don't you help us?
I got a cop shot. I gotta get him to the hospital. We don't get to see that a lot. You know, we don't get to see a female character make a decision between her own life or others. You need to help me.
Go help her. Help the cop!
I also really liked this woman at the center of a story who just doesn't take crap from anyone.
Get the defib pads. Right chest, left ribs.
My right or your right?
His right, moron. The power dynamics consistently changing.
Because keeping the police officer alive is their only way to not get immediately killed by LAPD.
Do you have EMT experience?
Combat triage.
And everything just becomes wild really quickly.
I don't know what happened. It just started beating.
He's about to die.
We got an airship.
We're sitting duck, Will. We gotta move.
It felt like a small independent indie movie that we were doing in the back of an ambulance. And then I see the humongous explosion. I was like, oh, it's still a Michael Bay movie.
Working with Michael Bay, it was just wild from the first day.
I want the helo to come in from up here.
He likes to do practical shots.
And you're driving at 80 miles an hour, shooting at a helicopter with another helicopter behind it, and I'm going, what's happening?
We're not the bad guys. We're just the guys trying to get home.
I gotta get back to my wife and my son.
Does your wife know you're Rob Banks?
Michael loves an enthusiastic actor who has ideas.
He has a real reverence for actors. I think he really respects the process.
These guys are nut jobs. In 2 hours, they're either dead or in cuffs.
And it belongs in the theater, and I cannot wait for it to be in the theater.
Will!
Hopefully they leave the theater sweating.
Stop! You hear me? You're gonna hurt someone.
We don't get to walk off into the sunset. 3, 2, 1, action!
You know, I was really struck by Michael when I first spoke to him. I think he has a real reverence for actors. I think he really respects the process. And I don't think people would necessarily assume that of him. But what I love about working with him is he drives towards the energy of a scene. Be that driving towards a person who has the energy in the scene, the feeling of the scene. If something's working that you never expected, there's a sort of improvisational, but also sort of energetic movement that he goes with. You know, people make a lot of noise about him and how much noise he makes. and that is true, you know? I don't think he would deny that. And when something's happening, he runs right towards it. And so I always feel like he's helping me generate energy. He's also moving towards what feels real, what feels fun, and is very playful, you know? You know, he does work in spaces that are dangerous, you know, in the physical space and things like that. He takes risks, but he likes that from his actors in the scenes as well. I wanted to move with that energy and go to those places, and we have, and it has been so fun. So fun.
You won't see it, you won't see it. I got a little bit.
There. Get more. Michael Bay, director, makeup artist.
I got only me to blame, okay? I swear to God.
We were on the streets in a real ambulance, and for me, it was very important to be fully informed of any scenario. I also got the chance to talk to doctors, paramedics, firefighters, learn so much about every intricacy of each of their jobs and how that creates basically what we see on a daily basis of saving people's lives. And something that really struck with me was how of a dark humor they have, one. And they have such a dark humor, I guess, to kind of go through the brutal things that they see on a daily basis, and two, how they are addicted to the adrenaline. It was something that really, we see at the beginning of the movie with Cam, and she's on the go consistently, but doesn't let people in or out. And she just lives on the high, and she keeps on chasing that, and eventually, I think it catches up with her.
What you doing? Like wrestling.
What do you think, Asia?
I had boogers, tears, but it was worth it.
How's that, Yaya?
It's good. I love driving this thing, man.
I didn't know you were driving.
I'm a driver every day of the week, baby. Every day of the week, baby. I really do hope that audience that come to this film will enjoy this film and go on the ride and enjoy the excitement and, you know, the laughs that Jake and I put into it and things like that as well. But, you know, Mike is really making something, I think, with a lot of appreciation for those who gave their service and saying, hey, it's about time that we keep guys like Will out of situations like this. You know, it's a grand imaginary situation, but there are a lot of vets out there that are struggling, you know, for no fault of their own.
Well, I love watching heist movies. Why do people like heist movies? I think they like them because we all fantasize about being criminals, potentially. All right, what would it be like if you were bad somehow? And could you get away with it? You always think, could I ever get away with a bank robbery? Oh, I can outrun these, or I can be sneaky enough to do this, but most of the time you can't. You know, the world's too sophisticated nowadays. The police are too sophisticated. There are a lot of sophisticated criminals, but a heist movie, because it's immediate, it's tension, it's happening right now, and it can get screwed up very quickly and go in the wrong direction. One bad decision can just escalate, and that's what's interesting.